In this video presentation, we are going to be introduced to the differential calculus notation for a polynomial. Before we move on, let's define what is a polynomial. Now, a polynomial is defined as an expression formed by the sum of powers of one or more variables multiplied to coefficients. In its standard form, it is represented as ax to the n. Generally, once you have ax to the n, you are in a polynomial. Now, the international notation for gradient finding, which is differential calculus, is dy over dx. Now you may ask, how do you read dy over dx? What does that mean? How does that translate to words? This can be translated as the differentiation of y with respect to x. That's how you can read this notation. So it's apart from saying dy dx, you can say the differentiation of y with respect to x. And you can actually see its similarity with the gradient formula. M is equal to the change in y, that's y2 minus y1 over the change in x, x2 minus x1. Remember we said differentiation is all about gradient finding, and you can see its notation is reflective of the formula for gradient, the difference of the y divided by the difference of the x's, the rate of change of y with respect to the rate of change of x. So this here is the formula for gradient, and this here is the international notation for differentiation. Now, there are different versions of this notation. I think we are using the word different too much, so let's put other version. So I'm not too confused. So other versions of this notation is equal to y prime. You can use y prime or f prime of x. All of this is different notation. It means differentiation. Sometimes you can have a capital D, x, D for differentiation. The capital D is not so popular, but y prime and f prime are very popular, just like dy dx. So these are different versions of the notation for differentiation, and specifically for a polynomial. If y is equal to ax to the n, that is the general form of a polynomial, then y prime or dy dx, I can use y prime there very easily. Y prime is like a shortcut notation. Y prime means dy dx. Y prime means that you've got to multiply the coefficient by the power. So you take that power, that exponent, and you multiply to a, and then you subtract 1 from the power. When you have done that, you have differentiated this polynomial. This up here is the function, and this down there is the gradient function. So y is equal to ax to the n is the function, and y prime is equal to nax to the n minus 1 is the gradient function. You can use this function y prime to calculate gradient.